question.
God will give us presents because that's what Christmas is about.
Definitely talk to us in chapel. Because chapel, God, Jesus, house of God, holies, angels and stuff. Cool.
Well, I reckon he would definitely join in and like quite
Get
a few of our
involved.
classes, get like really involved.
Maybe bless the students so they know what they're going to do with the rest of their lives.
I think that if God came to Rathkiel, he would talk to all the boys about how to live our lives and how that we should be good Rathkiel men.
And it'd help out to the school.
If God came to Rathkiel, what do you think he would do?
Teach PE.
Definitely do a lot of the grounds work for me.
Well, we could do with a new chaplain.
If God came to Rathkiel, what would he or she do you think?
I really don't know. I mean, no idea.
He'd like to meet, all the lovely boys who are here and talk to them about
Great.
world issues.
If God came to Rathkiel, what do you think God would do?
I feel like he'd have a lot to say.
Build us a bigger pool. Probably make everyone happy.
Teach us? Maybe? Yeah, I don't know.
Buy everyone Doritos. Yeah, make school way more fun. And yeah, just have a good time.
Give us all chocolate.
Yeah. Build a temple. Make classes shorter periods of time. 50 minutes, I would take that.
He might realise that we live, well, not that we live, that we work in a lovely place and useful place, that we're blessed.
Yeah.
He'd probably tell us we're blessed.
I think he would restore peace and make sure there's no problems, maybe.
And to see him being probably a mix of a PE teacher and maybe a social science teacher in the years to come. He'd look to coach an array of sports and get involved in all extracurricular activities of the school. God would take a deep care for all students, all staff, groundsmen, tutors, teacher aides, anyone who steps foot on the campus would be under God's watchful eye, I think.
Probably like a teacher, like a chaplain maybe. This is like God, and probably just like look after people. I don't know, something like that.
Cool, thank you.
What would it look like if God came to earth? That's a question that the Jewish people asked as they waited for the coming of the Messiah. What would God do when he came? How might he change things? What would the world look like if God came down from heaven and put things right on earth? At Christmas, this is exactly what we celebrate. That God did come to earth 2,000 years ago, born in a cowshed as a little baby to a struggling family from an unimportant town. And what did he do? Did he become a powerful politician, sweeping into power and bringing about radical reform? Did he lead a mighty army? Did he create an empire and bring the whole world under his control? Did he become a famous and powerful figure, applauded by the rich, wise and powerful as the greatest amongst all people? No. When God came to earth, only a few were aware. Only some poor shepherds and some obscure men from a foreign country recognised him. His life was unnoticed by many. He lived a normal life as a carpenter in a small town for most of his life. When he finally began to tell people who he was, he sought out simple people. Some were poor, some were rich, but none of them felt they were anyone special. He spent time with those who thought that they were no one, and he told them that they were children of God too. He spent time with the sick, the ignored, and the unimportant, and he told them that the kingdom of heaven belonged to them. So what would it look like if God came to Rathkiel? Would we know if God was there? Well, I think he would join in with the handball, but he probably wouldn't be king. He would run in the athletics, but he wouldn't win all the races. He would sing in school singing or in chapel, but he probably wouldn't give the sermon. He would do bombs in the pool, make huts in the bush, and laugh a lot with his friends. He would have shown us the kingdom of heaven that was always among us. He would have shown it when no one cared who was the best at handball, they just loved to play. Or when Year 13s ate lunch with Year 9s. When kindness won out over being the winner. When gentleness was valued more than strength. When including others was more important than being first. In all of these ways, he would have shown us the kingdom of heaven is here. God is here because you are here. He's here every time we love, every time we give, every time we lose ourselves in laughter and the simple pleasures of nature and other people. He's the person next to you, the person you haven't made friends with yet, and he is you. God walks the earth still. He comes to Rathkiel every day. If you watch, you'll see him there every day. So you can celebrate the coming of God to us this Christmas by noticing where there is life and where there is love. Because where there is love, there is God living among us. Merry Christmas, everyone.